Good morning. Welcome to the Breakfast Club. This is Joe Shute with Shirley Pitts. Good morning, Shirley.
Morning, Joe.
How are you?
I'm fine and dandy.
All right.
Fantastic. Something like that.
Fantastic and amazing.
Yeah.
How you are today?
Yeah.
Well, I will be after some appointments today.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Speaking of that, I was able to make 4 appointments today, and I want to get to that because of the system that we use. You know, and I sent out, I sent you that letter that I created and sent it out, and I'm getting a lot of response from it. Did you by chance send that out? I know you sent it over to me. I didn't know that you could have taken my name off the bottom, you know. I think I saw that.
No, I just added my name.
I didn't see your name on it. You must not have
sent. I didn't do it for that. I didn't do it right away.
Ah.
But yeah, I've sent out about 30 this morning.
Okay, good. Well, I'm getting a response from it. I'm getting people also saying, take me off your list from my old list. That's fine.
Well, I'm sending out from the business cards that I collected last fall from the Women's Expo.
Oh, good, good. Well, I think, look, it's just what we talked about today. Let me go over to that and see if I can actually talk about this today. If you have any questions or anything, hi, Cindy. Hi, Ken. And everyone, welcome. I just, you know, I do a lot of reading, as you know. I try to keep up with something every day, and I do go to Facebook. I get a number of things off of Facebook, and one of the things that I got for this call, you know, about what advertising really is, or marketing. You know, what is it really, and what are we supposed to be doing? So I found a couple of my favorite people. I also saw one from Jim Rohn. That was early this morning. And but it kind of gives me inspiration each day, Shirley, when I read these things and see that, you know, what I should be focusing on. And but again, we know that to build a business, you've got to focus on making appointments and doing things that create activity for cash, meaning for income creating activities. And one of the things is setting appointments for yourself. We're in the business, and I'll say this, part of that business is setting appointments. And I see a lot of people working on social media, and they're sending out notices, but they're not making appointments. Therefore, they have no one to talk to. I watched the video the other day, Shirley, you and I were talking about, and I watched this webinar on talking to people or communicating with people. And basically, it was about social media. And it was mind-boggling to me, this so-called leader that was giving this webinar was talking about people that they're in contact with over a long period of time and still haven't been able to talk to them. Now, that puzzles me because I know that person thinks that they're working. And I know that people that are doing those kinds of activities think they're working. And yes, they are for long term. But until you can communicate with that person, and I mean verbally have a conversation with them, or at least going back and forth on a chat of some sort, even a text, but eventually you're going to need to put a voice to it to be able to answer questions effectively. You know, most people, Shirley, as you know, are on a computer and they're multitasking. I watch webinars of famous people, and they're talking and they're also multitasking. Mm-hmm. And that's what happens when you're communicating with someone via text and via chats. You don't know what they're doing. You don't even know when you're talking to them if they're truly listening. So, you know, what we really have to focus on here to build our business is appointments. Are you making appointments? So out of that letter that I sent the other day, Shirley, I got 4 appointments out of it. And
Excellent.
I sent it to 900 people. And another 4 or 5 said, take me off your list. They're people from an old list in another company, and they don't want to hear about anything I have to say about another company because they're focused on what they're doing. That's okay. But, you know, Darren Stevens, if you don't know who he is, I sent that notice out, and you can go look him up and go follow him. He's a pretty amazing speaker and entrepreneur. And that's what I wrote today, is once you know what business you're in, you must know what it is that you're actually selling. If you want to put in the chat box, you're here in Cooler Brands. I would imagine most of the people on the call are in Cooler Brands. What is it that you're selling? I mean, once you know what business you're in, this is what Jim says, or Darren says, you must know what it is that you're actually selling. So what is it that you're actually selling? Can anybody put that down and tell me what you think it is? What are you selling? No one ever buys a product. People only buy the emotional benefit delivered by the product. He's absolutely right. You know, what Safford always taught us was that in order to have an effective goal, it has to have an attachment on it, has something attached to it emotionally.
I don't have any comments yet.
Yeah, I suspect most people don't know the answer to that. What it is they're selling.
Wesley says myself. Cindy says products that will produce royalties.
Huh. I see.
Harvey says myself.
Well, they're on the right track. They're on the right track. Absolutely.
Anna says you're selling something that will benefit them.
Well, yeah, there you go. That's what sells, features and benefits. You know, just like he said about Coke and Pepsi. You know, and he said, you don't buy a car because you need transport. Now, I know we need transport, and I know that's true. But when you actually make the decision to buy the car that you buy is something to do with one of these 4 things: prestige, comfort, safety, and sex appeal. I remember a friend of mine back in Tennessee. I mean, he got a loaner for the weekend, a really cool convertible BMW. And she wouldn't let me drive the car because she wanted to look cool in the car. Mm-hmm. You know, we had the top down and we took a ride for the day, but there was no way she was letting me drive. I don't like to drive, as you know, Shirley. I'm not really a big fan of driving. But it was kind of cool that we were going out and she's, you know, streaming her blonde hair down the road with this top down, thinking it's so cool. She bought it for that reason. You know, I don't see small cars as comfort. So a lot of people don't buy it for that. They buy it for safety and prestige. But Coke and Pepsi aren't selling a brown liquid, Darren says. So he's right. They're selling fun. You never hear them tell you what Coke actually tastes like. I mean, what does it taste like? I don't even know. I mean, I like the taste of Pepsi. I don't drink it, but that, if anything, I would drink that. You never hear them talk about taste. But so let's move on to Beth Comstock. Marketing's never done. Marketing's job is never done. That means you should look, the marketing is what you do to get your information in front of people. That's what marketing is all about.
Okay, Barbie says it's the person you are communicating with to establish a relationship. Sell myself first. Yeah.
I mean, they're right. Look, people don't follow people, though. They follow courage. If you establish yourself as a leader or someone who knows what they're doing and can get you to a leader, you can move your prospect along. If you don't do that, you can't. You just can't do it. You might get lucky, but on a consistent basis, look, when people say, what is it that you do? What do you tell them? Let's see if we can get some answers for that. So you're going to be we're moving into March, getting closer to Easter time. You're going to meet with people. You're going to have family around, and somebody's going to ask you what you do. What are you going to tell them? See, marketing is never done. We have to, if we were to build this correctly, the key thing is we must be part of a system whereby influencing / recruiting never stops. That's why it says marketing's job is never done. That's how it relates. Because what we're doing is marketing. Now, the question is, what are you marketing? Now, are you marketing yourself? Yeah, but what details are attached to that? What do you mean by you're selling yourself?
Wesley
it's true.
Wesley says help people to be successful in a home-based business.
Yeah. Well, good, Wesley. Good for you. Yes. See, that in itself is basically selling yourself. What he said was he teaches people how to be successful working from home.
Vicky says unique business model.
Says what?
Unique business model.
If people ask you what it is that you do, what do you tell them? Wesley gave us his answer. Isn't that true? Or are you selling Zip and Store? Is that what you're selling? Or Park Smarts for kids? Is that what you're in the business of? Selling those things. Remember what Darren says. The product is not what sells. It's the emotional attachment, the emotional benefit that you get from that. What excited me about Zip and Store is, as Shirley will tell you, she's been to my home, I'm an organized kind of guy. I like my refrigerator being organized. And I hate plastic things that I don't feel like writing a label and putting it on there. With Zip and Store, I was excited. There's the emotion, the emotional benefit. I'm all excited because my refrigerator's organized better. That's what got me excited. I mean, the product itself, some people aren't going to get excited about it. There's no emotional benefit to a number of people. They don't care about that. Now, I know at Cooler Brands, we pre-bought or pledged and bought these products because it's part of our system.
Barb says, would you like to work from home and spend more time with family?
Yeah, I mean, we're looking for people who want to manage a business from home, want to learn how to do that. That's what you're looking for. Now, if you're looking for people to buy Zip and Store, that's another phase of the business. That's the sales department. And you can work in the sales department. Look, that's a department here of your business. Sales is part of that. So you can sell product. That doesn't mean that you can't do it, because your focus should be building a team of people. The real problem is most people don't know how to market for that. They don't know what to do, because the first thing they start doing is talking about royalties and royalty income and a community of people. And I know that sounds strange to some of you. If you haven't had that communication class, you probably don't know what I'm talking about. Those that have understand.
Ken says, I'm sorry. Ken says you have to activate people's emotional intelligence.
Yeah, well, he's right.
Cindy Valentine says teaching people how to be successful working from home. Yeah. The other Cindy says we're selling Cooler Brands. And Jim, I just tell folks that I am a part of a group that helps people get their inventions into production and marketed. Oh, that must be my Jim. Barb says, I believe working from home, so many people are tired of the 9-to-5 job answering to a boss. And Jim says that gets their attention. Then I tell them about the reverse royalties.
Okay. If I give you an example of what happened to me the other day. I got a message that someone had filled out my capture page. Now everybody knows, I should know, that we don't use the capture pages from Cooler Brands. We use Tools Rock. We created a different kind of page. We created a whole different set of letters. They say something different than most, because we're looking for people first who respond to, I'd like to work from home. So I called this person. Well, it actually was a lead from one of my other people who said, can you call this person for me? They were out working, and I said, sure. So I called the lady, and she said that she didn't fill anything out. Now, I know that she did, because it came through Tools Rock. It gave me our name, phone number, and so on. I said, the reason I'm calling you, of course, there's a process to that. Her name was Kathy, and I said, Kathy, it's Joe Shoup giving you a quick call here from Arizona. How are you? I'm fine. What is it that you want? And I said, well, the reason that I'm calling you is you filled out some information the other day. And she said, no, I didn't fill anything out. I said, well, I have some information here. Somebody on your computer did that. And that's what you have to do. You can't tell her, yes, you did, and argue with her. Somebody that was on your computer and used your information. But let me tell you what it was about. It's about a company called Cooler Brands. She said, if this is about working from home, I don't want it. I'm not going to work from home. So the conversation was over, except for the fact that I asked her, well, that's fine. I said, I understand. Thanks for taking my call. But let me ask you a question, because we are under expansion, and we're looking for some really good people who may be interested in working from home. But let me ask you, who do you know that might be interested in a career change for the right money? And of course, we went through that dialogue. But see, it's a nice way to end it. I wasn't disappointed that she said, no, I didn't want. She filled something out. She saw what it was, and she didn't want it. So that's what marketing is about. It's about putting the information in front of people and finding the interested parties. So what are we doing? Was I selling Cooler Brands? No. I wasn't even mentioning Cooler Brands to her. She's already seen, obviously filled something out and saw something. But when people ask me what I do, what gets their attention better than anything is that I teach people how to be successful working from home. That has an emotional benefit to it when somebody of interest goes, really, most people want to work from home. They do. They'd love to quit their job and stay home and work, right? Most people would do that. If somebody's working a full-time job, they don't want another job. They do work part-time. Obviously, some of you do. But when you talk to them and find out first if they're really interested in maybe working from home on a part-time basis even, and find out if there's an interest there, then I can move to, let me show you exactly what I do. I don't tell them any more than that until I send them to the website. When I get them to the website, at that point, I'm fine discussing Cooler Brands, because that's where we are once I establish this person wants to work. They want to work. And that's what we're looking for, people that want to go to work. And if they want to work in the Cooler Brands phase of this, that's fine, because we teach people also how to be successful by helping them get their products into the marketplace. Now, I don't know what language you should use for that. It could be a little confusing. If they don't ask any more questions, you don't give them a little bit more, they may think that's some kind of investment by helping inventors get their products to the marketplace. They may think that, I don't know. But I don't do that, Jim, until I get to the point of I discover whether or not they want to work from home. The other 4 people today that responded to that letter, we're all interested in something from home. One person already works in another company I was with.
Barb says she loves saying, who do you know, when people are not interested.
Yeah, it's a great way out, Barb. Who do you know that would be interested? And I always emphasize would, because you're not, right? Would be interested in a career change for the right money. And when you say it like that, they basically tell you that they don't know, and then you leave them with that phrase, well, just do me a favor and keep my number handy. If you do come across someone that would be interested in a career change and looking for a six-figure income, would you mind sending them my way? I'm not trying to get them to turn around by the six-figure income thing. I just want that to stick in their mind that there is that possibility and an opportunity for them, for the right person. And if they turned around and said to me, I'll give you a question here. I turned around and said to me, well, what would they have to do? Because you might get that when you say that, because they might turn their own thinking around. What would they have to do? What would you say now? See, these are the things we go through in our class and in our training and our practice sessions. We talk like this to find out, what is being said? What are people saying? So I ask these kind of questions. What would you say if they now said, well, what would they have to do? I have a nephew who really, would maybe want to work, or maybe I could give you a number, but what would they do? So how would you answer that one? See, if you're not prepared for this, if you fumble with that, they're going to think that this is some kind of scam. But if you're slow and professional with it and say, sure, not a problem, what would you do then? What comes to your mind at this point when somebody says, well, what would they have to do? What would I have to do if I was interested? Let's see if we can get some answers there. Let's think through this. By the way, this answer is not in a script. The only reason I know the answer is because it's part of our system of communicating. You can make up or bring forth, call forth this information if you have it stored. But if you don't have it stored, this will never come up. You'll never know how to answer this. There's lots of questions that people fumble over that they just can't answer. This is a really good one. So what would I be doing? Any answers yet, Shirley? You see, this is why we have the class, everybody. If you haven't been through it, and if you've been through it before and you want to take it again, call me. But if you haven't been through it, this is the kind of stuff that's important. I don't care what Facebook, social media thing you're doing. You finally get to talk to somebody and these things come up. You're going to find out why you only have a handful of people recruited. This is the reason. And a lot of people don't pay attention to this. So many people are stuck in communicating through social media and getting tremendous hits and people liking and so on. But the real bottom line to business, and any business person will tell you, it is about appointments all the way around. That has never, ever stopped, except sales have been enhanced through the internet, through the way to purchase on the internet now. So salespeople are not always needed anymore. But you and I are in a communication business. We have to learn how to effectively communicate our message. And if you can't answer questions, then you got troubles. So any answers to that yet, Shirley?
Pauline says first get you some information to see if it's right fit for you.
Okay, it's good thinking. Yeah, who said that?
Pauline.
Pauline?
Pauline. Colleen Walker.
Oh, Colleen.
My accent from the Midwest doesn't match your accent from New Jersey yet. Sometimes.
I thought you were saying P like Paul. It's
no.
C, Charlie.
A, C like
Charlie. Colleen. Okay, it's Colleen. Cool.
Leslie says, tell him your company is doing expansion, then go back to the script.
Who said that?
Wesley.
Good. All right, let me give you the answer to that. And you're on track with it. See, it's the thinking behind this. I don't have any script in front of me to answer this, all right? I just want you to know it's always my thinking about this. I know where I want to go. The first thing I want to say is, oh, sure, no problem. What we're looking for, Bob, are people who are honest, ambitious, and work well with others and have at least 8 to 10 hours to work and learn how to be successful from home. Have you ever been successful working from home? No. Well, then, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send that information over to you. Let's get back together again, and let's just see if we're on the same page from there. Is that fair enough? Yeah, that's great. See, that's where you go with it. You tell them it's not a problem. You can answer it. Sure, no problem. Give them the comfort that you're going to give them the answer. So what would I be doing? Well, first, you'd really be in training, learning how to manage a business from home. And of course, eventually you'll be actually know how to manage it through our training system. But we're looking for people who are honest, ambitious, and work well with others. And do you work well with others, Bob? Yeah, I really do. Well, look, here's what we'll do. Let me send you so you got to direct them and tell them. Don't talk to them like it's going to be, like like you're afraid of the next question. Be comfortable in your stance. As a leader, you can lead as a secretary, you can lead as a receptionist. You lead the receptionist. You lead them over to the director by being strong in your dialogue. Courteous and definitive, and you sound like you know what you're doing. You're comfortable. You've been on the phone with people, Shirley, like an operator, somebody at a customer service somewhere where they don't know what they're doing. And boy, is it annoying when I get a good person on there who answers it all, takes me through I congratulate them. I always say to them, I really wish you were working with me because you're really good at customer service, and I really need good customer service people. That's what we do. We service people. That's part of our job. Part of the Breakfast Club is in serving, giving people what they need. And I believe it will always be this way, that we have to communicate properly to give people what they need. Master the dialogue, master the thinking behind it, and never be afraid of a question. Always know the process so that you know where to take them. I mean, people were on track today. You could hear that. People are going to say things differently. It'll come out a little different from everybody. But if you know to say, no problem, George, let me give you that information because we are under expansion. We are looking for some really good people. And the people we're looking for are honest, ambitious, and work well with others. Do you work well with others? Well, then it looks like we might have a match. Let me send the info over. See, somebody gave that answer. Say, tell them what we're looking for. Or, there's different things you can do, but you can hear that it doesn't need a script, a piece of paper in front of me. It needs understanding of where you're taking that person. So that being said, we are at the bottom of the hour. Any questions?
I don't see any.
Well, you should go back and listen to this today and try to get in your mind what it is that you're doing. What are you looking for when you're talking to somebody? Are you looking for them to help you with all these projects? I don't think so. They will do that as a result of becoming part of the company. We have products that will be in the marketplace where we're going to get royalties. Now, it's nice to tell people that, but wouldn't it be great to find out first if they really want to work from home? And what would I be doing working from home? Well, you'd be learning how to manage a successful business. In our business here at Cooler Brands, we do help inventors, but I think we're putting the cart before the horse, Bob. Let's get into the point of whether or not you think and you would like to be successful working at home, working with our company. Have you ever had a successful home business? No. Let's get you the information. Let us show you what we're presenting to the public, what we're showing people, and how we do help the inventors. We're not investing in the inventors, Bob. We are helping them. Let me send you a little video to watch. Let's get back together again, and let's see if we're on the same page. See, when you do it with that comfort, they trust you. But the only way you're going to be able to do that is to learn these phrases so that they come out of your head. You can pull them out of thin air. And you're comfortable. Every single time you talk to somebody, even if it's through a text, even if it's through a Skype message or a chat, you should make an appointment to get back together so you see you're on the same page. You can't say, call me after you look at it. They're never going to call you. So you set the appointment and you tie it down. With a tie down is something you do. You tie them down to it. You get them committed to that appointment. Wednesday at 9 p.m. That works for you? Great. Well, Bob, let me just say this. My time is very valuable, and I'm sure yours is also, right? Yeah, well, if anything major does come up, will you do me a favor? Will you give me the courtesy of a return call and let me know? Yeah, I'll do that. And I'll do the same for you. In fact, here's my private number. Give me a call here in case that happens, okay? I don't expect it to happen on my end, but I truly hope that it doesn't happen on your end. So I will look forward to it. I need a little bit of time because I have lots of appointments that are going on here. So, call me back if there's a problem. You can do that for me, right? See, that's a tie down. And don't be afraid to do it. It shows courage. It shows that you know how to build a business. Anyway, that's where we are today. Shirley, anything? Any thoughts there, or
nothing else.
Okay, well, have a wonderful day, everybody. Don't forget about tonight. We have our call tonight with Peter. And, of course, tomorrow night is with the entire everyone's invited to that, to all members. It's a member call. I think if someone has watched something and had an interest, they can come to that call.
We have a call tonight?
No, I meant tomorrow night. Sorry about that.
Okay.
And for those who are in our practice sessions with this kind of material, if you have taken the class and you want to participate on Wednesday and Thursday nights, we do it an hour before each call. We spend about 40 minutes together and we go over stuff like this. We talk about this happened today, that happened today. Then we do a little role play if we want. I show, I do some role plays with just on my own to show them what it looks like. And then we try to get some things accomplished so that people get better and better and better at communicating with people. So don't forget, marketing is what you do to get your information in front of people. If once you get it there and you have a response, you need to set an appointment. You need to get with them, talk to them, and do one of two things. Set an appointment to get back with them or get them over to a director. But you got to learn how to do that right, too. And you got to learn what the director's supposed to do.
Okay. Cindy says there's a Stephanie Graham call tonight, the shopologist. And then Colleen says tonight is the new corporate lady doing a class. What's that?
I have no idea.
Okay.
No idea. We'll have to look in Facebook or look on your notices and see what comes up. No idea what that is. But anyway, have a wonderful day, everybody. Shirley, thanks for your help, as always. I hope you have a great day, everybody, and have fun today.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Talk to you later. Love you, Joe.
Bye, guys.